The Blackhawks blow a 3-0 lead and lose 4-3 to the Wild in overtime, but the big story, 0 for 5 on the power play. Lots to discuss. Join us next on the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame podcast presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Hawks lose 4-3 in Minnesota to the Wild, blowing a 3-0 lead, a 3-1 third period lead. They go 0 for 5 on the power play. They are 0 for their last 22 over the last 8 games, and they have not beaten the Wild in our last 18 games since December 15th, 2019, per our buddy Charlie Romeliotis. Other than that,
long time ago.
Yeah. Just a very, very frustrating game. And it's not all terrible. They did play probably their best 40 minutes in some time here, but you've got to hold on those last 20s. And look, if you go 0 for 5 on the power play, you have no excuse winning a game. Like you should not have an opportunity to do that, because especially getting one in overtime. And let's start actually in overtime, which is maybe counterproductive, but we're going to do it anyway. Before you get that power play with 1:56 to go in the overtime period, the Hawks had zero attack mentality. Zero.
Yeah.
They had the puck in their own zone. They're skating at half speed. And the Wild were saying, okay, cool. Like, if you're going to play this way, we're just going to attack you and take the puck away. That's actually what led to Matt Boldy's penalty, is he was being aggressive to a lackadaisical Alex Vlasic. But you get the power play, you get 6 shots on goal, you don't convert. That is the story of the game.
Yeah, that's where it falls apart. You get out to when you get out to a 3-0 lead, and you get out to a fast lead in the first period, like that's exactly what you want to have happen in any game, but especially on the road. Like, you needed to have a start like that, and we talked about it in the the second intermission video we did for Sunnyside. Like, that's exactly what you wanted from this team, especially after the way that they've played in the last couple of games against some really tough opponents. Like, there have been those flashes, and the last game against the Panthers, they had some of those flashes, but then it just fell apart. And again, tonight, they if you could win a hockey game with 40 good minutes, this team would be in a playoff spot right now.
Yeah, seriously.
But closing out games or starting games has been tough, and that's part of that is talent based. Part of that is maturity on the roster, and a lot of still learning how to close games is going to be something that this team continues to do, especially for a lot of the guys that are going to be counted on to shoulder the load, and it's going to be the young players moving forward. But that's not to excuse that the veterans still have the ability to step up and lead when they need to. So it's in the overtime, not playing with the urgency of, hey, let's go out and get these 2 points. Getting to overtime, not losing in regulation was a blessing, the way that they were closing out that game. So, you get to overtime, play with a little urgency, go out there and, earn that second point that you should have had in the first place. And then you have the power play in overtime. And granted, they got a ton of chances. They did push once they got to that point. But it's just, I don't know. It just seems like the power play doesn't seem like it's a problem once they get set up. But it takes 50% of seemingly each power play just to get set up, which is extremely frustrating.
Yeah, if you're cutting every power play in half, you're not giving yourself a chance of scoring it. And look, you're right. Like, it's unfortunate that the Wild scored 17:59 into the third period on a net front scramble where a puck just got away. Like, the Hawks had played a solid game, and I was even going to comment in the third, the Wild make it 3-2, 3:36 into the third, or 3:56 into the third, and I was expecting the Hawks to kind of fall back and not attack and just wait to lose, and they really didn't. They drew 2 penalties during that. Like, they were aggressive, they were attacking, they were putting shots on net. They did not back off in the third. They score a late goal, and then so it's not even like you're going to lose games, you're going to win games. I think overall they played a solid game in this one, but they must find an answer on the power play because, yes, this team is young, but it's not just young guys making mistakes on the power play. I don't know why the zone entry is such a mind-crippling concept for this team. If you watch the NHL night to night, 90%, 85% of teams in the league use that slingshot entry, the drop back entry. But what I noticed in this one, and maybe you agree, is whoever the puck carrier is, they're barely getting it over the blue line, and then they're either passing the puck vertically or behind them. They've got to get into the zone. If they're going to carry in and then drop to the point, they've got to do it deeper into the zone. They can't do it the second the puck clears the blue line, because if your pass is off by a couple inches, it's offside, and you're back the other way trying to retrieve it again. It seems like these little minuscule fixes would change a lot of things, but for whatever reason, they can't figure it out. They just cannot get out of their own way on these power plays. It is so frustrating. It is the difference between winning and losing for this team too often. Look, the penalty kill's been outstanding. They only had one power play to kill today, and they did, so that's great. Mm-hmm. So that's kept them in games. But, man, you're up 3-1. You get 5 power plays. This should be, for an average NHL team, this would be a 5-1 win with those opportunities.
You'd think. I mean, look, if you have 5 power play opportunities, I think league average is like about 20%. So most teams, if you get 5, you get 5 opportunities, you get 1 goal, and that would have been the difference in tonight's game if they were playing up to league average. I think the problem is twofold. One, it's execution of what they're supposed to do with how they're set up on the power play. It's the drop pass that then you try and create momentum from the back end, generating that speed through the middle of the ice into the offensive zone. And then once it is into the puck carrier's hands, or on his stick rather, and they cross the blue line, the play is to make a pass to one of your teammates, usually to the near boards, and then they go back across the ice, or sometimes they chip it in to the guy who originally carried the puck into the zone, because that's the person who has the speed. Maybe they a give and go kind of thing, so that they can go and chase it. So that's what they're supposed to be doing, right? And the execution on the zone entry, we saw it a bunch tonight. We've seen it in this 0-for-22 stretch. We've seen it at different points throughout the entire season. It's not just isolated to the last couple of games. But the guy carrying the puck gets the puck stripped, and then it goes back the other way, and they have to chase it and reset. Or, like you were saying, they get it in the zone, but that first pass is easily read by the defender, and they poke it out, and they have to go back and retrieve it, and we're doing the same thing again. I think when you have this kind of stretch going on, and we've heard it from Blashill, we've heard it from the players, being more predictable to each other, being more predictable in their system, and being able to simplify their game to get back to the basics, so that you can reestablish your foundation of play and then progress forward from there. It applies across the board, whether it's 5-on-5, power play, penalty kill, whatever it is. With this power play, it seems like the execution of the zone entry is the problem. Blashill has said himself, the zone entries are the problem. When you go through this kind of stretch, I think you have to just look at the execution of the system that you've put in place and say it's not working. They're not executing. How do we bring back a little bit of simplicity, bring back a little bit of confidence on the power play? And for me, for this team, for the guys that are on the power play units, they have speed. They have enough speed and ability to go in and chase a puck down and win a battle. We've seen it here and there when they get frustrated that they've tried to enter the zone 3 times and it's been stopped, that someone will just throw it in and then they go and get it. So it's Mike Vellucci runs the power play. I have to imagine he's forgotten more hockey than I'll ever know. But to me, it would seem like that would be what I would do. I would say, look, we need to get back to getting the puck in possession when we have a power play, because when you set up and have possession, they're generating chances. So go simplify it. Have your first play be the dump in and chase. I said it on the pregame show. Like, when their power play is struggling, you can simplify it. We've talked about it before. You don't have to play the fanciest hockey to get wins.
Nope. Look at every Wild goal tonight.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun to watch when you're doing that, but you're not good enough to do that. So you have to play a simpler style. You have to simplify things. You have to make things more vanilla and less,
chocolate.
Sure. Rocky Road.
Sure.
This
Fish food. There you go, Chloe. Good job.
Bubblegum.
By the way, Chloe, Fish is a band.
Yeah, not the flakes.
That's why it's spelled that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that. Yeah.
Sorry, we're talking hockey.
No, that's okay. Just bring me into it and then just put me. You know what? I quit.
That's what I did. I like to bully you. But to your point on the power play, yes, simplify it. Yes, dump it in. But when they do that, part of the when they get frustrated and say, F it, I'm throwing it around the boards and someone's got to go get it. The problem with that is there's 4 Blackhawks standing on the blue line, motionless with their thumbs in their butts.
Because they're expecting
someone to walk into the zone. So no one is in motion to retrieve. Right. So it's got to be, we are abandoning carrying into the zone for now. Everyone is moving up the ice with speed. We're getting the puck deep, and someone is going and getting the damn puck. Because right now, sure, if you are married to this slingshot power play, there's got to be more than one person in motion to make it work, because you can't. Connor Bedard can weave in, stick handle, head fake, everything he wants to do, and then put a drop pass on someone that's standing still. Right. And it's incredibly easy to predict and defend, because the Wild are just as happy to have their 4 guys standing there at the blue line too, saying, all right, you're going to stick handle through 8 people.
Right.
4 of your own and 4 of us. Good luck. And we're just going to stick our sticks out and allow and not allow it.
It's a lot of legs and sticks and extremities to have to skate through.
And it's a matter of percent. It's percentages.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the disc through, 36 combined feet of person. It's just not going to happen. Like, it's just not. It is just a poor strategy. And again, if you are insistent on doing it that way, the puck carrier has to continue into the zone, not immediately ditch the puck when the very, very tip of the puck reaches the blue line. They're moving it immediately, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It is so incredibly frustrating. All right, well, we've got to give out game pucks.
Game pucks.
Yes, sponsored by Game Day Men's Health. Better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you.
I'll give one. Can I give out 2? There's no rules here. Right?
I don't care. It's your show too.
Yeah, there's no rules here. I'm gonna give one to Teuvo Teravainen, getting the goal on his first shift back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back, Teuvo. Boom, boom, boom. The other puck I'm going to give to the Blackhawks moms, who got the team fired up before the game.
Nick Foligno's aunt.
Nick Foligno's aunt, and I think it was Frank Nazar's mom and Tyler Bertuzzi's mom. They did the lineup and everything. Pretty lively, so that's a lot of fun. I'm going to give it to the moms and mentors and Teuvo Teravainen.
I'm going to give mine to Connor Bedard, despite the mishandle on the shootout and a couple mishandles on the power play. Connor Bedard in 23-50 had 8 shots on goal and 11 shot attempts.
Not for lack of trying.
Also had 2 hits.
Good.
Including a big one behind the net, behind the Wild net, where he chased down a rebound or a dump in, can't remember what it was, and delivered a check to take the puck away. He needs to clean up. We've been talking about this since his return. Some of the bad habits he's had over the first 2 years of trying to stick handle through everybody, win 1 versus 3s. Those aren't working. He's trying to do a lot, but a line of an assist and 11 shot attempts, including 8 shots on goal. More often than not, he's going to have multiple point games with that kind of an output. And I don't know how that late shot did not get through. I don't know if it hit. I think if Connor Bedard had a half of a goal for every goalie's knob he hit, so to speak, he'd probably have 10 more. Like, it seems like he has some of the worst luck.
Just the fractions of inches that he misses shots by is. It's crazy. But I mean, I still don't doubt his ability because he has that ability to shoot the puck the way that most guys can't and be able to try and pick corners that others wouldn't be able to have the angle on. I trust that those will start falling for him because it's all a learning process. And I see a lot of people saying Celebrini and blah, 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 all that stuff.
Ahead. The Sharks
which is
you
fine.
Can watch the Sharks.
The Celebrini is a great player. Bedard,
it's just a shame that Kyle Davidson skipped over Macklin Celebrini and didn't draft him.
Yeah, with the second pick.
He was not available when they picked.
But Connor's going to be just fine. I'm really not worried about him because we've seen it. We've seen it this season, and he's had injuries that he's dealt with and come back from, and maybe he's still not 100%. That could definitely be a factor playing in here. But we're 1 week from the Olympic break, and he's not going to the Olympics. I can't. I don't know what you're looking at.
Just read the top of the chat.
What? Okay, whatever. I
don't want to be around anymore.
So we're late for the break. So what was my point?
I don't know.
Connor's going to be fine, guys.
He's
going to get a break with the Olympics. He's not going with Team Canada. He'll rest up. Everyone's going to feel rested except Tavo, and it'll be fine.
Holy Lord. Okay. I'm going to go have a bottle of Malort, and we'll be back in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? Well, that is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine, if you will, Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together. It can find and fix problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And it lets you stream the game even when the whole family is online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part is there's no annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment is included. You can take it from me. A lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions do apply.
What kind of dreams did you have when you were a kid? What did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a podcaster.
Oh, look at you living the dream.
And now I am living the dream. And if you're thinking about starting your own business or you already have your own business, check out Shopify. Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Shopify even powers the CHGO merch store. Get the hoodie there that Mario's got on. Shopify has you covered with website creation, product descriptions, email, and social media marketing, and more. They also have AI tools designed to help you maximize sales. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into...
Nice.
With Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks, and I only had 2 minutes, so I couldn't get the whole bottle down, but
It was a pretty good effort. I mean, you got about 80% of it.
Yeah, no, counter it is on anytime in Rockford, guys. It'll be all right. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I think so. So obviously, we're all frustrated about the result and how we got here. But I think you want to zoom out a bit. The last 4 games, right? Tampa, Florida, Carolina, and Minnesota. Those are all teams that should be in the playoffs. I know the Panthers aren't right now, but
yeah.
I'm not counting them out of anything. But those are all really stacked, talented teams, much more talented than the Blackhawks. And in a roundabout way, you got 4 out of 8 points in that stretch. Should have been 5, I think, tonight. And, I look at that and I'm like, if you would have told me before they played these 4 games that you'd come away with 4 points, I'd be like, okay, 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that. If there's some overtimes in there, whatever. And I think the way that you've seen them play in some of these games for certain stretches is encouraging. And I think we're, as much as we all want to be instantly gratified with, the young players being here, they should be superstars right away. It takes time, and this team is not even close to what it's going to be or what it's supposed to be. We're going into, another trade deadline where the Blackhawks are going to be sellers, regardless of position. I think Kyle Davidson has said that and is going to be sticking to his plan and everything. So, it's going to open up more opportunities for younger players to get into the lineup as we get into the final stretch of this season, whether that's Anton Frondel or Nick Lardis coming back, Kevin Korchinski, Ethan Del Mastro, Sam Renzel, all having opportunities. We might see Sacha Boisvert, potentially AJ Spellacy, Merrick Van Acker. Like, all these guys could have opportunities to finish the regular season in Chicago if their seasons line up and everything. And like, that's going to be the excitement. And then it's going to be a new kind of a reset of like what the expectations should be, because as you're adding more of these young guys in, yes, we're all excited for them, but it's still going to take time. Like, each one of these young players has a different path that they're on, and development is not linear, and they need these lessons and these times to grow their NHL game. And by the time we go into next season, it's going to be year 4 of Connor Bedard. That's going to look like a different player than year 3 does. And year 3 looks like a much different player than year 1 and year 2. The same can be said for what's going to be Frank Nazar and Oliver Moore and even Alex Vlasic to an extent. And Wyatt Kaiser's a much different player this year than he was last year. And Artem Levshinov is going to go through development and all that. So it's trying to zoom out a bit from the frustrations of this game or this week as it's gone on. There's still a lot that is untapped with this team, and being where they're at right now in the standings, the wild card is falling out of reach. Even if you didn't think it was, in the first place, it's still further away. But the fact that you're above 50 points and it's not the final 10 games of the season is a big improvement. And the fact that you're on nearly an 80-point pace when you haven't touched 70 points in a few years is a big improvement, and an improvement beyond what I think a lot of people expected the Hawks to do this year.
Yeah, I don't look. I want to be clear. I don't think we need to like put the pall over the Blackhawks season right now. I think that this was a overall solid game for them against a really good team. Blown lead, bad. Power play, bad. Overtime approach, bad. Yet they got a point. Like, they were right there with one of the best teams in the league. We saw some quotes rolling in here from Jeff Blashill. He says, quote, this via Ben Pope, quote, when you take the emotion out of it, which is obviously, comma, we're frustrated, the chances we tracked were 23-14 us. You're going to win that game 98% of the time. We just didn't win it tonight. I thought that's the best we've played in a while, to be honest. And I think he's right. That's why the power play is so frustrating, because you feel like if it could just get back to being average, just get back to being average. If you're winning another game per week, one game per week, for the rest of the season. What are maybe 8 weeks left, right? Give or take with the Olympic break. So that's
with
16
the break,
more points, right? Like that's a big difference. And I really feel like that is, you look at the games they've played recently, a power play goal in some of those is the difference between a win and a loss.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think when we see people, and it's not everybody, but when we see the sky is falling, fire everybody, all these prospects are busts, it's not translating for us because we have seen, as you mentioned, these guys go toe to toe with the best teams in hockey lately, right? And the results haven't been great. And that Florida game looks a hell of a lot worse than the score was. It was a 3-1 loss for all intents and purposes, right? They score an empty netter, and then they get a garbage time goal, right? So you lose 2-1 to the Lightning, who have won their last 700 games. You beat the Hurricanes
in a shootout in which you went 0 for on the power play, obviously.
Right. So, they're there. They are hanging in and competing with teams that last year and 2 years ago and 3 years ago and 5 years ago, they would not be hanging in games with. They are in that messy blob of the middle of the Western Conference. And let's be frank, when you lose Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar, and the two of them for about a month combined, you're going to fall behind. And even with that, they're 6 points out of a power play spot. If I was to say to you, playoff spot, thank you. Power play is on my mind. Can't imagine why. If I said that to you on week 1 of this season, that, hey, January 27th, the Hawks will have Bedard and Nazar miss a month and are going to be 6 points out, everyone in this chat, everyone watching this, listening to this would have said, you are insane. There is no way that's going to be the case.
And you would take it.
Of course you would take it.
It's just the path to get here has been frustrating because it hasn't been it hasn't felt like, oh, the plucky Hawks are sticking around and all that. I think it's because they got off to the start that they did. I think, myself included, it was a thought of just like, oh man, like maybe they're beyond a corner in the rebuild and development process that no one expected them to be. And it still has to be it's an 82 game season. There's a lot of ups and downs, and the way that they've gotten here with some of these stretches has been frustrating. But yeah, I think, as you said, like in the bigger picture, in the grander scheme of things, where they're at right now is well above expectation and honestly feels ahead of schedule with some of these players where they're at. Oliver Moore could have been a guy that played the entire season in Rockford.
Right.
Ryan Green was supposed to start the season in Rockford, and he's played the entire season in the NHL. What we saw from Nick Lardis was really promising, and he'll be back. I don't doubt that at all. And we've seen growth from Artem Levshinov from the start of the season to this year. Like he's a different player, and he's getting better, and it's not a straight rocket to the moon of development. It's ups and downs. So I think you want to be able to see it in the standings more often, where you're getting points and getting wins that you feel like you deserve. But that, again, it's just something that comes with time and maturity for a lot of these guys, is figuring out the ways to close out games and the ways to not let one bad thing turn into 2, turn into 3. And some guys have been through that now, and you'd hope that those instances continue to lessen as time goes on.
Yeah. All right. We got to hit the break zone. We've not asked you to do this yet, so please do it. Hit that like button for us. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube page as well if you're catching up on the podcast later. Thank you very much. Make sure you're following on your favorite app and have those notifications turned on so you know when those new episodes drop, and get your votes in for the Game Day Men's Health Game Puck. It is Bedard, it is Tavo, and it is the Blackhawks moms. So we'll be back in 2 minutes with some super chats and some more post-game on CHGO Blackhawks.
It's cold outside. It's like an Arctic climate out there. Pretty crazy.
Yes.
Well, I hope all your furnaces were up to snuff for the winter cold. And if they weren't, I hope you turned to our friends at Four Seasons. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. They've been serving the Chicagoland area for over 50 years, making sure that we stay warm in the winter, cool in the summer, and we got all our power and our pipes are plumbed. Four Seasons, they can guarantee same-day installation for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, and holidays, which is when things tend to break. And right now, you can get new furnaces starting at $39 a month and AC furnace combos from $57 a month. Your trusted local experts are Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all of their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com.
And Hooters is ringing in the new year with Dry January. If you're looking to be less saucy this month, Hooters has your back. Check out their blackened dry rub. It pairs perfectly with a non-alcoholic beer like Mick Ultra Zero. And they've also got refreshing mocktails like the Red Bull Strawberry Smash made with Red Bull and strawberry syrup. Stick to your resolutions at Hooters, and Hooters is still the best lunch spot in town. Weekdays just got better with some of your Hooters faves for $9.99 or less, like boneless wings, OG wings, blackened chicken, Caesar salad, the original burger, and more, available Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Cheer on your favorite teams from any of their 11 Chicagoland Hooters locations, like Aurora, Countryside, Downers Grove, Joliet, Lansing, my hometown of Oak Lawn, and Schaumburg. Check them out at originalhooters.com. Again, that website is originalhooters.com. All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks. If you missed it, it is the Foligno Bowl. And we have Team Nick.
Foligno face-off.
And yes, thank you, the Foligno face-off. And it's Team Nick versus Team Marcus. So we had Chloe have some fun on Photoshop because we said they don't really look alike. So I wondered if Nick Foligno had Marcus's hair and Marcus had Nick's non-hair, would they look the same? And the answer is still no. We love you, Nick, but Marcus is much handsomer. But Nick does look good with the blonde locks.
Zestier?
He is a little zestier. And our own Patrick Norton said that Nick Foligno has a little bit of Lance Bass in him with the blonde hair there. And I kind of agree.
The hair fits so well.
It does look good on him.
Fit well.
Like the bald doesn't fit on Marcus, but the hair fits on Nick.
I do want to shout out, though. It is very solid Photoshop work. You did some good blending around the temples and forehead area.
Good. Yeah, you really wouldn't know from this picture that Nick Foligno and Marcus Foligno have flip-flopped hair.
Well, I didn't. I could have made the Marcus look a little bit better with the bald, but I wanted to make sure that it was Nick's actual head.
If he wanted to, he could rock the bald.
He's handsome.
He's a little more tan.
I have a bit of a man crush on Marcus Foligno, if it's not obvious.
It
you know what? Like when I have a man crush, it's like, man, I would like to look like that guy. You know what I mean? It's not like an active attraction, but it's like, damn, must be cool to look like that.
It's just a zestiness.
Yeah. Like, what's it like to be attractive? Let us know in the chat.
Yes.
I would love to know. What is that like? It's a joy I've never known.
Please enlighten us.
All right, so let's get
leave a like if you're attractive.
Yeah, if you're attractive, hit the like button. Wow, no likes went up. Crazy. Can you let's do some super chats. I saw we had a big one here. Thank you. It's from Adrian. Another $50 from Adrian. Thank you very much, Adrian. We appreciate you. Tough loss, lots of missed opportunities against a really good team. This is not a great formula. That said, I love the new lines, and that leads us in nicely to the top line. Nazar, Bedard, Teravainen. At 5-on-5, 16 shot attempts for, 6 against. Shots for 11-3. Expected goals 1.36 to 0.46. How about scoring chances? 9-3. High danger chances 6-1. And if you've been wondering what difference Teuvo Teravainen makes, that is it. Because you could put Nazar and Bedard out there with Oliver Moore or Nick Lardis, or insert forward not named Ilya Mikheyev or Teuvo Teravainen here, and they're going to probably break even most nights on possession. When you've got Teuvo out there, who is a really good, very subtle, smart defender, that's when you're going to see that line put up gaudy numbers like they did tonight.
Yeah, and he's a guy that can distribute the puck really well. That's part of that hockey IQ, or the mind for the game to see it the way that he does. He's definitely got the ability to get the puck to those guys in ways that some other players aren't able to do so. So I think that's an element that he brings to that line. And we've for a while talked about Teuvo playing with Bedard and only seeing it for a handful of games last season, and Bedard playing with Nazar and only seeing it for a little bit last season as well. And now it feels like you have Bedard's game evolved from last year. Nazar's game has evolved from last year. Teuvo is who he is at this point in his career. But it just feels like it's a better timing for the fit for those guys to work out. And they got the goal on the first shift of the game together for them. So that was good. A very un-Teuvo-like goal crashing the net. But hey, sometimes that's what you need to do to score. And then, yeah, like I just think, like, you mentioned it earlier, Bedard had 8 shots on goal. Like they were creating, they were active. They were the 3 forwards on the ice in the overtime with the power play opportunity as well. So I'm excited to see a little bit more of that, because this was a really good performance. So they're definitely going to run it back against Pittsburgh and let it breathe for a little bit.
Without Brian Rust, who got suspended for 3 games.
Who the F is Brian Rust?
Yeah, don't do that again. Last time you tweeted that, he had 1 million points against the Hawks.
Hey, jinxes aren't real, so I don't know what you're talking about.
By the way, slight NHL national aside, Patrick Kane tied Mike Modano tonight.
How about that? For
the all-time leading U.S. scorer. He will break that record soon, and we will discuss it thusly. And the William Nylander flips off the camera thing. Is there a less important story in the world? Who cares? Why is this like Fingergate?
Excuse you.
My favorite documentary.
You and the NHL can get the same amount of fine now for giving someone brain damage as you can for an obscene gesture. And the horror.
Who cares?
I can't believe that this stupid league has gotten to this point. And the
discourse about it, like, that's just not representative of hockey. Shut up.
It's so terrible. Grow up.
Cry me a river.
We'll
take William Nylander.
Yeah.
if Toronto we can't tolerate such behavior.
Of William Nylander, I'll take him 10 times out of 10.
Well, someone's got to be next. Now that Mitch Marner's gone, because he ruined everything apparently.
Yeah.
Now it's William Nylander's turn, I guess.
The Maple Leafs blow up and rebuild is going to be fascinating. I was going to say, and now the fact that the Department of Player Safety is going to handle off-ice disciplinary actions.
What could go wrong?
Because they've been doing such a great job at their tasks and job before.
Let's take on more. Yes.
Let's give them more work. Like, not only does George Parros need to work more, he's doing so great in the one thing he's asked to do already. Now give him more on his plate. I'm sure he's thrilled to have to do more work instead of just handing out BS fines and no suspensions and non-suspensions and all this crap. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Anyways. All right, a couple other super chats we've got here too. We have a correction from Will Colassa, who says, obviously Bedsy doesn't need to be sent down. Just jokes, guys. We're all frustrated. Didn't mean to drive you to drink, Jay. Thank you. It's too late. No, I actually did not drink any of this. But the fact that we thought you might be serious kind of indicates
you never know
the tenor after Hawks losses in this room sometimes. So we have heard dumber, probably tonight. But hey, they're here every show.
Curtis says, no, they're not. They're only here during losses.
Oh, that's true.
Curtis says $2. Would love to see Bedard and Nazar stay together. I agree, and I think they will for some time.
Yeah. Frank's shootout move was really sick. It would have been cool if the puck went in the net.
Yeah. But he had Walsuk beat.
And he had that between the leg shot today too. And Bedard set him up really nice. It was just a little too deep in to get any real good shot attempt off. Frank Nazar is going to be fine.
Imagine having the amount of skill to where you're like, oh shoot, I don't have an angle at this shot. Let me go between my legs and just try and go bar down with it.
Like in
score.
a game within 3 foot of the net.
Yeah.
3 feet of the net is crazy.
If I tried to do that in a beer league game, I'd tear my groin.
Mr. E 46 says, lifelong Hawks fan in Minnesota. Why does it seem like the Hawks never play their best versus the Wild? It's because they don't.
It's a great question.
They have lost what did I say? 18 straight.
It's the Wild are 17-0-1 in their last 18 games against the Hawks.
That's why. And there was more to the super chat there too.
That's crazy.
He
said just like they do against the Blues.
Yes. Well,
I feel like they
don't. It feels like they don't take them seriously.
Look,
the Hawks.
They've beaten the Blues since COVID.
The Hawks played a good game today. Like,
they
make no mistake. They should have won the game. Yeah. I don't even like. It is by definition a blown lead, but this didn't feel like a game where they had a lead and then Minnesota just like turned on the gas and the Hawks could do nothing to stop it. That just wasn't the case. The Wild got 2 goals on the doorstep, net front scrambles. Those are going to happen. Do you want to be stronger in front of the net? Yes, but those pucks were kind of pinballing around everywhere, and they just happened to get sticks on them. So those are hard to defend. Yes, it is a blown lead, but again, the 60-minute effort, just like Jeff Blashill said, was not really a huge issue. We're going to hear from Jeff Blashill and Frank Nazar here in a little bit too, as Chloe gets them ready to go.
Yeah, I think the the Eriksson Ek goal was the one at the deflected puck right in front. I mean, that's a big guy in Joel Eriksson Ek against Wyatt Kaiser, who, no disrespect to him, he's a scrappy guy, he's a battler, but I'm going to pick Joel Eriksson Ek to win that.
Sure.
Strength for strength.
But it's also in real time, like, where's the puck? You're trying to find it. You're trying to type it.
It's not an easy play.
Yeah.
Especially Kaiser, I think, had his back to the shot. So, like, he really doesn't really have a good sense of where that puck is. He's just trying to tie up a stick at that point. But yeah, I mean, like we talk about like trying to simplify things, and I know the play on that goal was a pretty nice, skating exhibition by Quinn Hughes, but it was a puck on net with traffic, and scrambles and rebounds and deflections happen. And I think like when you're getting to a point where sometimes offense is your offense can be struggling, this, as we've seen with this team this entire season, is keeping it simple can usually lead to rewards. So the Wild were able to do it in their comeback effort tonight.
All right, we have Frank Nazar post game. Can you just cue up the screen without it playing? Like, can you just show that screen? It's like a very ominous looking Frank Nazar in the thumbnail. We can see. Well, you'll see the first moment. Just watch the first second very closely.
But how does it feel coming on the short side of it?
I mean, you could guess, right? It stinks, but I really liked our game tonight. Just got to stick with it throughout the whole game, and if we have a lead like that, continue to add on to it. So just work on that.
Did you guys get away from the game at any point? Like, was there a stretch where you can kind of point to and say, "Oh, that's where we did it"?
Honestly, I don't think we got away from the game. I think just some like sloppiness with the puck or some decisions, but like really, honestly, I thought we played a great game, and yeah.
How did you feel like your line worked tonight? It seemed like you guys were generating lots of chances.
I thought we played really well. Yeah, I think it's easy to play with two guys as smart and skilled as them, and we had a ton of shots. I was just looking, right? Like, I think Bedsy had like 7 shots, so a lot of great chances. Just gotta execute on that. So.
With the power play, what do you think could be fixed or changed to spark something? It's certainly been a tough stretch.
I don't know. It's a good question. If I knew that one, I think it'd be 5 for 5.
Does it become mental after a while? You start like thinking about the fact that you haven't scored on the power play in a while, and then it makes it even harder?
Honestly, no. I think we're going out there every time like trying to score. It's not like we don't believe in ourselves or have any doubt about ourselves. It's we're going out there full belief that we're gonna be able to score, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way. So it's that's life, and you got to work your way out of it and dig yourself out of the mud and just keep going. So
that shootout move, it seemed like you did everything you wanted to do on it, except
yeah. Well, I got it through.
Well, yeah, on the right angle, I guess.
I know. Yeah, just right through the crease. So.
I kind of feel like the way it's been for you, get all these great chances, you're making them happen, and you're just kind of coming up short.
Yeah. Like I said, that could be life sometimes, but got to get up and punch in the balls back. So that's it.
Frank, this is a family show.
That is Frank Nazar, courtesy of the Blackhawks. We're going to hear from Jeff Blashill coming up after the break. Last chance to get your votes in for our men's game day men's health game puck, so get that in. We also have not gone to the frat house for a while. Chloe, do you have time to get us a frat house graphic? All right, we'll do that also in the show. Any more super chats we'll knock out. And
it's been winter break.
Yeah, exactly. All right, talk to you in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks.
They're ringing in the new year at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake with hot deals all month long during the Ray Resolution sales event. Stop in today and drive home with 0% financing for 72 months, plus no payments until spring on all new Chevrolet models. Or you can check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for you. And as one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive so you know you'll get a great deal. And with Ray's Price Promise, that lets you shop confidently because the price you see is the price you pay. Go see for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right on Route 12 in Fox Lake. And don't miss out on the Ray Resolution sales event going on all month long for 0% financing for 72 months and 0 payments until spring on all new Chevrolet models. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
And there's nothing better than going to an NHL game in person. There is nothing worse than adding your tickets to your cart saying, oh, look, $50 tickets. I'm going to get 2. That'll be $100. And it's $275 damn dollars. No, the Game Time app gives the advantage back to you, the fan. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's super easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you're going to get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. And the best part, fees are always included. So what you see is what you pay. No surprises on the back end. You can get the view from your seat so you know exactly what the ice is going to look like when you're at the game. Do yourself a favor. Take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use our code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account. Redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. I want to shout out Chloe for the awesome Photoshop work.
That's not it.
That's really good. I mean, the resemblance is uncanny between Evil Frank and Evil Kermit. That's pretty good. That's
Dark Lord Kermit.
Really well done, Chloe. Thank you very much.
That's funny.
We have a good question from Philip who says, Jay and Mario, please ask Jeff about the power play next time you talk to him. Dude, how have we never thought of this?
Hang on.
I'm gonna put it in my notes app.
Ask
Jeff
about
power play. Send tweet.
There you go. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that, Philip.
Let's hear from Jeff Blashill.
We'll do that. Maybe he was asked about the power play.
Courtesy of the Blackhawks.
That didn't seem like a collapse.
No,
even though it was a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean it's 3-0 lead. It's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, at the end of the night, when you take the emotion out of it, which is obviously we're frustrated. The chances we had were 23-14. You're going to win that game 98% of the time. We just didn't win it tonight. But I think the thing you have to do is, I thought that's the best we played in a while, to be honest with you. So you got to go back and repeat. You got to do it again in Pittsburgh. We can't feel sorry for ourselves because we ended up giving up a late lead and lost in a shootout. We got to learn from it and be ready to play similar on Thursday.
It seemed like it was kind of a similar story in the home game against them too.
Yeah,
you guys played pretty well.
Yeah. I was probably and I thought in the second we fed their rush a little bit, let momentum, a couple kind of immature moments. I still think we're growing the maturity of our game and a couple immature moments in the second. I thought in the third, maybe that's just particular to the last goal. We got a little bit soft with our gap, allowed them to gain the line. Other than that, I was happy with a lot of things that we did.
Obviously, one power play goal changes things, and you've been searching for it.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought it was better. I will say that. Like, I thought we had more chances. You know, I think we've walked away from other days where I just didn't feel it was dangerous at all, and I thought we had a good number of chances. You know, but when you have, I think we had 5, and you have a 4 and 3 in overtime, a full 2 minute, you got to find a way to score. So those are differences in winning and losing games, and so you know we got to get that thing back going at a good level, like it has been at different times this year. But I do think, you know, from a process standpoint, we're going to look and we're going to say, you know, we probably had 6 chances on the power play. Well, if you have 6 chances on the power play for a night, you're doing good things. So we just got to, again, find a way to repeat that.
What did you think of the new first line?
Actually, I thought that it was a good line. It was a good line. You know, I thought Bedsy and Frank, I haven't seen them play lots together. I thought they were really good together. I thought they showed a lot of skill. They kind of fed each other in good spots. They had a lot of chances. Obviously scored with Turbo. So I thought that was a real dynamic line, and I thought Dickey's line again was one of our best lines. So you know that's a good step in the right direction.
Crazy amount of shootouts lately. Is overtime just different than it used to be?
That's an interesting question. I see that read a lot. You know, at the end of the day in overtime, the reality is, usually you got to give a little chance to get a big chance. You're not going to coach that way, you know. But I don't know. Is it different? I don't know. Some of our overtimes have felt like it's gone back and forth, but it's almost like you need a mistake to happen for it to go back and forth, you know. And unfortunately, when we made a mistake, they didn't capitalize. We couldn't kind of transition back. Otherwise, it kind of gets that going back and forth. So, yeah, you know, are guys better at defending? Maybe.
Oh, someone beat us to it and asked about the power play. Damn.
Next time.
It's interesting that he said that he thought it was better, and he's right. It generated 6 chances by their in-house metrics, and that should be enough to get a goal. You would think.
Was it on?
He's saying of the 5 power plays, 6 like legit scoring chances were generated.
Okay.
Now so that's 1 per power play. You'd probably want a few more than that,
because this is tracking
1.2.
6 shots on goal, 6 scoring chances. I thought they said that they had 6 shots on
the overtime power play had 6 shots on goal.
That's what I thought.
But I don't think they qualify as scoring chances necessarily.
Okay.
The other thing that's interesting, and I think kind of true, is that he said, like, to get a chance in overtime, you kind of have to give one up, because you allow the other team to get a shot on goal, another guy is going to crash, you get the puck, and you're 4-on-2 the other way. Or 3-on-2 the other way, rather.
Or
so,
2-on-1.
Or right. You're going to get an odd man rush. So that was an interesting. And he kind of said, like, we're not going to tell him this, but that's true. That is something I had noticed since the 3-on-3 started.
Yeah, I mean, think about anytime a game is in overtime has gotten to those chances. It's you go one way and there's a save, and now they go back the other way, and it's like that's usually how the game gets broken open. I don't think that should deter you though from trying to be the team to try and create the first chance without having to give up the first chance. Right. Like, playing with the urgency. Like I would like them to kind of have the mentality of just like, well, if we don't feel like you're in a position where you have to try and counterattack, be the aggressor. I just think that part of that can come with confidence too. If you're not feeling confident, your urgency and your aggression and your attack mentality can take a hit. But I think in a game like this, where you had the 3-0 lead at one point and you get to overtime, that's a moment where you got to kind of, between the end of the regulation and overtime period, find a way to kind of, shake it off, buck up, and get out there and feel like it's a new game when you go to overtime, because it is. It's 3-on-3. It's a different type of hockey. It feels
like the Hawks should be designed to be great in overtime with the skill they have up front. I mean, Connor Bedard should be an overtime cheat code.
You'd think, yeah.
And I think it'll come, but I'm surprised they're not better at the 3-on-3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of their best players that you would put out there at 3-on-3 are they're young guys, they're rookies, so it's kind of like learning to play in that environment, but you only learn by experience. So, I think eventually this team, I saw someone in the chat earlier was like, I miss when overtime meant it was Taze, Kane, and Keith. And I was just like, yeah, well, the plan is that it gets there.
3 Hall of Famers would be wonderful.
The plan is that, at some point when overtime gets here and it's Bedard, Nazar, Levshinov, it feels the same. Or, throw out whoever you want, Bedard and Rinzel and Frondel or whatever. Like it's you want to get to that point where the 3 guys you have out there, you're like, oh man, this is danger zone for the other team.
All right, well, as if this night wasn't crap enough, there was some news from Rockford tonight. Drew Commesso left the game with an upper body injury and did not return, so we got to wait to see what's going on with Drew Commesso.
Not great.
Fortunately, the Hawks have a million goalies.
Oh, yeah. They didn't just trade one.
Right, yes. He's not played for San Jose yet, has he?
No, he went to the
Barracuda?
Barracuda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laurent Passois we're talking about, if you've forgotten him.
Yeah.
That's not great. Ice Hogs lost tonight, so that's tough. Hopefully it's nothing serious, because you don't want anyone to be injured long term. But he's been getting a lot of time down there, so it'll be Berezhnoi time again for the Ice Hogs, and hopefully Drew's not out long, and who knows? I mean, he's played a decent amount, and he's played pretty well at times this season. I know this recent stretch he's been up and down, but I think it's almost time for him to get more than a one and done opportunity up in the NHL. I'd be more than happy if it's post trade deadline or something. If Arvid Soderblom doesn't have a stretch of really good games, I'd be fine with Drew Commesso coming up here.
See what we got.
You could carry 3 goalies and just get him into the rotation and just do it for a bit and whatever. But I think it's getting close to time to figure out what he's got in the NHL, especially since he's due a second contract.
Exactly. All right, before we wrap up, let's go to the frat house. We haven't done that in a while. I just want to hear the song. All right, our featured frat boy on the frat house on Madison, I can talk, was Connor Bedard. 1 assist, 8 shots on goal, 23:50 of ice time. And we talked about how well that line played. If you missed it, they had a scoring chance advantage of 9-3 at 5-on-5 and a 6-1 high danger chance advantage at 5-on-5 as well. So a really, really solid night for the line of Nazar, Teravainen, and Bedard with 8 shots of his own. Those are the kind of lines you want to see from Connor Bedard every night.
Mm-hmm.
Is 5 or more shots, double-digit shot attempts.
Mm-hmm.
That is a formula for success for him.
Yep.
So,
with the shot that he has, if he's shooting at that volume, they're going to start falling.
100%. All right, we are going to be back tomorrow. What?
Game day pucks.
Oh, yeah, we got to do the game day puck. I knew I forgot something. Do we have a winner? Who's the winner?
I hope we have a winner.
Did you throw it in Slack? I didn't see it.
No, I didn't. The winner is the moms.
Hey,
the moms are the winners.
Shout out the moms.
All right. Well,
can you play the video I sent? I sent you a video in Slack earlier. Yeah. To the Blackhawks Slack. It's from the Blackhawks social media account. Yeah. I don't know if can you just play it, or do you got to do the whole thing with the crediting? All right. Well,
go to the Hawks Twitter account.
You can see it on the Hawks social account on Twitter. They posted the video of Nick Foligno's aunts doing the lineup. It was pretty awesome. It's fun when they are able to have trips like this. I know in the pregame, Mark Lazarus, I think, was joking with Jeff Blashill about, you did the mom's trip in January going to Minnesota and Pittsburgh. Why did you give them the short end of the stick or whatever? But it's always fun. I know for these guys to have opportunities like this to be on road trips with family. They do the mom's trip, the dad's trip, mom's a mentors, dad's a mentor. It's how they phrase it, but. Just really cool. I know each trip has its own vibe.
Yes,
from the guys, but it's really fun to see them have this time. So unfortunately, they couldn't give them a win on game 1. Hopefully, they do it in game 2.
All right, better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you. The Blackhawks moms are our Game Puck winners. And a little fun fact here before we go: did you know that Tyler Bertuzzi, the Bertuzzi name comes from his mother? His father's name is Adrian Gedye, and his brothers, Evan and Matthew Gedye, have that name. So Tyler kept Bertuzzi for hockey purposes.
It's a business
decision. Which was smart. All right, we're going to wrap things up.
Hold on.
What now?
Let's go to overtime.
All right.
So if you're watching on any of the fast channels, go to allchgo.com to finish wrapping up the show. We've had a number of questions in the chat that aren't hockey related. Jay, you were missing from the pregame show.
Yes, I was.
You,
I just didn't want to do it.
You quit your job and went back to 670 for a day.
Yep.
And people want to know about that. So if you would want to enlighten everyone of the afternoon you had back at your
it was a 7-hour tribute to the late Terry Boers, who passed away this weekend. I worked at the Score for 23 years, so obviously a lot of overlap with Terry, and Chris Tannehill and Mitch Rosen and Matt Spiegel asked me if I would come in and produce the show today. I had never expecting that to happen. Wasn't even on my radar that would even be a thing I could do. But it was very cool to be back in my old executive producer chair. But I got to say, I've gotten a ton of compliments on the show today. I didn't do any of it. It was all Chris Tannehill. I was just there to sort of ride sidecar, help him manage everything. Also, a lot of the producers there now are younger and weren't there for Terry. So they wanted someone there who had an experience with Terry and knew some of the old guests we'd be having on the show. But all the credit for how great that broadcast went goes to Chris Tannehill and Matt Spiegel. I know Spiegel was very nervous about wanting to do a great job, and he absolutely delivered on it. Chris Tannehill is the best in the business, just booked every segment, every guest. I was just there to facilitate, but it was a huge honor just to be asked. And Terry is a guy that I loved and that everybody loved at the Score. We saw nothing but positive feedback about the show today, and rightfully so. I mean, Terry was a beloved figure in town, and if you're too young to remember the Boers and Bernstein show, fortunately for you, like all their great moments are on YouTube. I don't know. There's a couple people. I know Kid Cairo is one of them, but there's a bunch of people that have just over time saved their favorite segments and have posted them to YouTube. So you can just get in a wormhole. There's like playlists made of them like yelling at stupid callers or making Chris Ranjan the updates like crack up to the point where he can't do the update, or just really funny segments. Yeah. And it wasn't just the funny stuff. It was the serious stuff too. Like the Penn State scandal. They locked in on that, and they, Bernstein especially got death threats about it because Penn State fans didn't want to hear anything bad said about Joe Paterno. So when it came time to be serious, no one did it better than those guys. They are groundbreakers. Terry made the jump from the newspaper to sports radio when that was a very, very risky move. Right decision for him. It paid off big time. I cannot be happier. And we got to talk to Terry's widow, Carol, right before he went on the air, and she was very emotional and very happy we were able to do it. And shout out to Mitch Rosen for allowing Dan Bernstein to come in and do an hour and a half on the back end. No questions asked. Dan was great. He also did a really good job on his own podcast, Unfiltered. So if you want to hear some of that, it's great. And Terry was actually on the Unfiltered podcast a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell that he was not doing great. Terry's a guy that's been through a lot of health issues. I said actually on the air today that I think him and my dad had a lot in common in that way, where it was just ailment after ailment after ailment, and your body just gets tired of fighting after a while.
Tough
and you totally understand it. So a little bit of relief that Terry is not suffering anymore after everything he's been through. But it was great to be back for one day. It's really funny. You go in there and it's like, wow, it's like nothing changed. It's the same people, and you're like, oh my God, I knew everybody there for the most part. And just right back in my old seat. It was very cool, and it's like riding a bike. So I very much enjoyed it. Rhonda tells me I should go back. Thanks, Rhonda. Appreciate that. That's great. Anyway, thank you for all the kind words. There were some other questions that were non-me related. Sam took a break from flirting with Chloe to say, what's the best ramen spot in the Loop or near the Loop? I got to tell you, High Five Ramen is the best I've ever had. It's right there on Green Street. It has limited hours and limited seats, but
usually when places are like that, it's
like a speakeasy.
It's good.
Oh my God. And by the way,
worth it. Yeah.
If you like hot food, do not. I'm telling you, I love hot food.
Like spicy or temperature?
Spicy.
Okay.
Yes. Do not think that you're a badass and go for their hottest. You will leave fire shooting from your butt.
Oof.
That's
not
just
good.
If you're on the fence, go the less spicy route. But it is absolutely phenomenal ramen. They've got this frozen drink. It's like a cherry slushy cocktail. It is unbelievable.
Sounds good.
I might as well give out their address. Maybe they'll get in touch with you and give me some free ramen.
Hey, that'd be nice.
It's at
let's see,
112 North Green Street. It is actually, if you go to Green Street Smoked Meats, which is on that cobblestone walk right there, there's a tiny little unmarked door that has like a handprint on it. That is High Five Ramen.
Wow.
You have to kind of know it's there.
You got to give it a high five.
Yeah, it is an awesome place.
Nice.
So that's my favorite. But I mean, you're in Chicago.
It's
gonna be good.
That's a cuisine I haven't really dove into. Is ramen, real ramen, not the not the 50-cent packets you get at the store, and I mean that's all very, very good and got me through college. But no, like the traditional ramen, it's just not I feel like it's something that I would really like as long as they have rice noodles.
They should,
which I think they would, but just something I've never been like, oh, we're gonna go out to eat. Oh, I want to go to a ramen.
I will say,
I should though. It always seems like it's noodles and meat and veggies and just in a bowl.
It is something over the last couple of years I've gotten into, because it is a little bit intimidating, because like I don't know what shoyu is. I don't know what like if you like,
you don't know.
It's great, but if you don't know what it is, you're kind of scared to try it. But honestly, it's soup.
Yeah.
It is soup with meat and noodles, and it's absolutely amazing. I get it's High Five. I get the tonkatsu ramen, which is pork and miso broth with sliced pork, belly, ramen noodles, seasoned egg, black garlic oil. It's great, but everything there is wonderful. But there's a lot of good ramen places around.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy West Loop Tom actually suggested a place. Let's see if I won't be able to find it, but
there's one not far from here. I think it's called Miko.
Not Miko Rantanen.
No, just 1K. I think is what it's called here on Madison Street.
Oh yeah, it's got an R. It's the old Chili's Chili.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is. Many years ago, but yeah, I mean, it always seems like there's a lot of people.
RYOTA.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
I have been there. It's 1131 West Madison.
Yeah.
And the other one I was suggested is Gyuro, Gyuro ramen, 171 North Aberdeen. So there you go.
And those are all in the West Loop area.
Yes, all wonderful places, from what I understand.
Okay, one more thing.
Yes.
In the pregame show, Madhouse Meek said he wants to give you guys this media book with a bunch of stats from the 2015 Cup season. So he's asking, how does he do that?
Right.
And it's
I did see that.
We can give the address.
Should we just give the address? Is that safe?
I feel like you're doxing us right now.
Yeah, just put it. It's 1143 West Rundell
Place.
Yes.
Yeah. 60607 is the zip code.
67
in Chicago, Illinois.
676767.
No, it's not that.
It's not 67. It's 60607. It's a different number.
I will say too, by the way, about ramen.
Don't just force it.
It is the first time in my life I have had a hard or soft boiled egg.
Really?
I like eggs.
Hard never had it that way.
It's because Dan McNeil at the score used to bring hard boiled eggs in.
Yeah.
And he would peel them and then open them, and the yolk would be like blue.
That's a party foul.
And it would smell weird. And I'm like, I can't.
You can't shell them on site. You got to do that at home. Take them.
Yeah. So if it's soaking in ramen, I'm like, all right, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
soft boiled egg is pretty damn good. But the smell is.
I was the same way. It took me a long time and a lot of maturity and adulthood to try hard boiled eggs in any facet, fashion in any fashion. But now I really like it. I still won't do deviled eggs because it's just it's pushing it for me. But a nice hard boiled egg, you shell it, you crack it open, put a little salt on there.
I'm a big texture person.
Yeah,
Like if I don't like the texture, I can't eat it.
Yeah,
So that'll be a hang up for me.
Yeah,
But I'll try pretty much anything with enough nudging.
yeah.
I hate mayo, and I don't like mustard.
Mayo and mustard. Yeah.
I don't really like either separately, but I like them together in a deviled egg.
Okay,
Mm.
fair.
Mhm.
I don't know though.
All right. Anything else? Can we just show the evil Frank Nazar again before we go? Because it just delights me. That's
very
really good. Great job, Chloe. That right there is worth hiring you from Denver. And then of course the Foligno hair swap. We need to get a copy of that for Nick so he can share it with his brother. That's good. Good stuff.
Well, I'm trying to think who I know you said Lance Bass. I'm trying to think who else Nick looks like with that hair, and I'm drawing a blank.
Let's see it again.
It's kind of like Bradley Cooper.
Oh, I see that. I can see that a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm feel solid about that comparison.
No.
I don't know. All I know is Marcus is definitely looking zesty. So, as Jay would say. Ryan Gosling?
Oh, yeah. Only old. Ryan Gosling, but old. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes,
We know
Ryan
who Ryan
Gosling
Gosling
of the
is,
Notebook
yes.
fame.
He's just Ken.
Ken, he was in, what was that movie? Drive?
Drive. That's a good movie.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
He's also in Remember the Titans. He was a liability at cornerback.
100%.
That is...
Chloe's holding up a photo of Ryan Gosling
yes,
from the Notebook.
That's Ryan Gosling.
Definitely. That's Nick Foligno. Yep, he'll take that. 100%. All right, can we go home now? Any more random questions?
Yeah, Mailbag Monday. Let's go. No, we're good.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast. Thanks.
We all silly like the mayor.